In today's video, I am sharing with you 3 of my go-to breakfasts, things that I really love, the things that I make on the regular, 2 of which are awesome because they're make ahead. I usually make these the night before when I'm packing the kids' lunches. And I'm also gonna share one kind of on the go snack, but also I'm putting it in the breakfast category because I like to grab a couple of these before I hit the gym. I never work out on an empty stomach, but I can't eat a full breakfast before I work out, so this is a great thing for that. It's also a really great snack throughout the day, and it's something the kids will really like too. A lot of the ingredients that I'm going to share with you have become staples in my fridge and in my pantry, and I have recently been introduced to Thrive Market, which kind of like a Costco meets Whole Foods. It's all the stuff that you can find at the health food stores, at Whole Foods, places like that, at discounted prices, like warehouse prices. So that's really awesome. I also have a coupon code for you guys, which is gonna get you 25% off your first order plus free shipping. And I love Thrive Market because not only do they have a ton of the ingredients that I'm gonna share with you in this video that I use on an everyday basis and keep stocked, but they also have a lot of snacks, things for your kids. I really haven't did a full dive into their website yet to see. I've kind of just been stocking up on my essentials, my almond butters, my seeds, my coconut oils, things like that. So the things that you probably are already buying at the grocery store, you have a chance here to save some good money. Anything that you can find at Whole Foods or in the organic aisle at your grocery store, you will most likely find on Thrive Market and most likely be paying a lot less. So I'm gonna leave the link below with the coupon code, and let's get into the recipe. So I am using the acai powder. I have a really hard time finding the frozen, and you can order this right on Thrive Market, which is really convenient. And you want to use about 4 tablespoons to 1 cup of almond milk. I usually buy the unsweetened, no sugar added almond milk. I think it kind of all tastes the same, and you cut down on a lot of sugar doing it this way. And you also can add banana. If you have some frozen in the freezer, that'll make it a little bit of a thicker consistency, but I don't have any frozen, so I'm just using the one right out of my fruit bowl. I have to add cinnamon to everything. I just love cinnamon. I'm also gonna add about 4 or 5 ice cubes just because I do want more of a thicker smoothie consistency. The last thing I'm gonna add is about 1/2 cup of wild blueberries. You can add whatever frozen fruit you like or have in the freezer. I really like the wild blueberries because they're tiny. Then I just grabbed a bowl. I'm gonna pour this in. Just looks like a blueberry smoothie. My favorite way to garnish it is just with fruit, whatever you have. And then I'm also using some chia seeds that I got from Thrive Market. I use about a tablespoon. If you guys want to get the benefits of chia seeds but don't like the consistency, you can actually add these to your blender when you blend everything, and you won't get the consistency of them. I usually like to add something with a little bit of sweetener in it, so I just take about a teaspoon of some raw honey and I just kind of drizzle this on top. Isn't the prettiest, but it all blends together and it's really, really delicious. I also sometimes do add even more cinnamon. You could also add coconut flakes, different kinds of fruit. If you wanted to make it a little bit sweeter, you could do cacao nibs or chocolate chips, like mini chocolate chips. But this is perfectly how I like it. Chia seed pudding is one of my favorite breakfasts because not only is it delicious and healthy, but you can make it the night before and it's basically ready to go the next morning. So I'm taking my Thrive Market chia seeds, 1/4 cup. You do about 1/4 cup to 1 cup of almond milk. So if you want to double this or make some for you and your hubby, you just want to double the recipe. So 1 cup of almond milk into a bowl. You could also do these in mason jars with everything else. I love to add cinnamon. And I'm gonna be using about a tablespoon drizzle of some maple syrup. That was maybe a little bit less, just to give it a natural sweetener. And you just wanna mix this up well so that all the chia seeds are coated. And in the morning, overnight, it kind of turns into like a tapioca-like consistency. The chia seeds, when they're hit with liquid, they kind of become gelatinous. So this will turn into like a pudding for the morning. I'm just gonna cover it with some plastic wrap, and then in the morning, you can garnish it with fresh fruit, coconut, whatever your heart desires. So I'm gonna cover this up and refrigerate it overnight. My chia seed pudding has gelatinized, and the best way for me to garnish it is quite simply with just fresh berries, and that is it. I love it just the way it is like this. I already added the cinnamon, so this for me is ready to eat. This next recipe is overnight oats. It's basically overnight cooked oatmeal, but without actually having to cook it. So you just want to take some rolled oats, and I'm gonna use about a half a cup. This is something where you don't really need to measure. So, and I'm putting them in a mason jar, so about a half a cup of rolled oats, and then you want to add some almond milk and some Greek yogurt. If you don't like Greek yogurt or yogurt in general, you could just double the amount of almond milk, but I love Greek yogurt. I'm gonna just do like a tablespoon and a little bit more. Stir that up. Make sure your oats are covered well. Of course, add some cinnamon. And you can add some honey, maple syrup, agave, whatever, if you want to add a natural sweetener. Weirdly enough, I don't really like my oatmeal sweet. I just usually do cinnamon, and fresh fruit is enough for me, so I'm just leaving it as is. I'm gonna give it another little shake up, and again, stick this in the fridge overnight. And this is also really great to take on the go with you when you're rushing out in the morning. So I'm gonna pop this in the fridge. Oatmeal is also set. I can garnish this a bunch of different ways. In the fall and winter, I love using apples, walnuts, honey, and cinnamon. In the spring and summer, I love using fresh berries. At one point, I was using Nutella, which was really great. But today, I'm gonna do like a chocolate peanut butter. So both of these, the Justin's peanut butter, and I also have the Justin's almond butter, and the cacao nibs I got from Thrive Market. So I'm just gonna put about a teaspoon of peanut butter. It makes the oatmeal really, really creamy. Cacao nibs, which are like little sweetness, little bites of sweetness. And I'm gonna just drizzle those. And that is how I'm gonna eat this oatmeal. It's delicious. This next thing isn't really a breakfast item, but it's something I like to have in the morning first thing before I go to the gym, because I don't like to have my full breakfast before I work out. So this is great to take on the go, or when you want to just have like kind of a sweet snack to satisfy a craving throughout the day. So it's 1 cup of rolled oats, and then a half a cup of almond butter. I prefer almond butter, but you could definitely switch this out for peanut butter. And my favorite almond butter is the Justin's, which you can get right at Thrive Market. 1/4 cup of ground flaxseed, which you can also find at Thrive Market. And the recipe I took from Pinterest is a half a cup of mini chocolate chips, but I'm subbing that out for cacao nibs. They're just a little bit of a healthier alternative. They give you that kind of like chocolatey sweet taste with the crunch, which is great. And these are a little bit healthier. My favorite part is 1/3 cup of raw honey. This for me is as sweet as it gets. I love raw honey. I like this part better than the chocolate. The consistency of raw honey, I just prefer so much more over the traditional that we're all used to. I'm just gonna mix this all together and create little bite-sized balls. And you can definitely modify this if you want to add raisins or walnuts, like crushed nuts. But I actually just really prefer the standard recipe that I found. Just gonna take, I just took a piece of wax paper and I'm just taking a little ice cream scooper and I'm gonna just plop. If you wanted to roll them up, you can, but this just keeps your hands clean. And I'm just gonna put these on here, and these are gonna go in the freezer to set for about an hour. It's been over an hour. They are rock solid, and I'm just packing them into Ziploc bags, and then you can store them in the fridge or the freezer. Cool things, they're really rich, so don't be deceived, because even the first time I made these, I was like, there's like nothing to these, it's just oatmeal. They're super filling, and if you are somebody that likes a lot of crunch and texture, I would definitely substitute the cacao nibs over the chocolate, because Addie's chomping up the bit to get one, because you get a lot more of a crunch with the cacao nibs than you do with the chocolate chips. And you can eat them right out of the freezer, so if you like them super cold, you can keep them in the freezer. Soften up pretty quickly, especially when they're in your hand. So I don't think it's a horrible thing to keep them in the freezer if you want to prolong their shelf life, but don't be worried that you're gonna like crack your tooth. They don't get that solid. But these are really good, especially like I said, to have a couple in the morning before a workout if you don't want to go on an empty stomach, or to curb or satisfy some of your sweet tooths. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing those and had some new ideas. I feel like they're kind of all very similar, but all different in their own way too. I like the recipes because you can totally customize them each every day. They kind of all start with the same base, and then how you garnish them and kind of dress them up can be totally dependent on what your mood, what you're craving, what you have in your fridge, which is why I really like it. Even if you're making it, hi, for your kids, Jake just came in, and your kids obviously all like different things, you can just like customize each thing, but make them ahead of time if you need to. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know some of my food videos are some of the most requested requests that I get for videos, so I hope you like this. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, and I will keep these coming. Hope you have a great day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye! Brush has been in my collection for years, 6 years, maybe 5, maybe 7, I don't know. It's been in my collection for a while. It's such